Problem number 44 says if, hold on. Problem number 44 says if x equals 1 minus 3t and y equals 2t minus 1, then for what value of t does x equal y? So we're going to be looking for t here. If we're going to set x equal to y, we know that x equals this and y equals this, so let's just set them equal to each other. We'll substitute 1 minus 3t in for x and 2t minus 1 for y. And what we get there is 1 minus 3t equal 2t minus 1. Let's see here, that's a negative 3t, so let's subtract 2t from both sides, and we end up with negative 5t here, and let's subtract the 1 from both sides, and we get negative 2. So t equals 2 over 5, and that is answer choice D. Number 45. 1 minus parentheses 1/2 minus 2 over 3 in parentheses equals what? Again, remember PEMDAS. First thing you want to do is the parentheses. So you'll want to do the subtraction inside the parentheses before you tackle anything outside of it. So what is that? What is 1/2 minus 2 over 3? Let's see, it's 6, 3, 4. That is negative 1 over 6. 1 is the same as 6 over 6. So that minus a negative 1 over 6 is the same as adding it, and you get 7 over 6. And that is answer choice B. 46 looks like this. Whenever you see the same number taken to a power, and the GMAT is asking you to divide, all you have to do is subtract these two numbers here. It doesn't matter what the numbers are as long as they match up. So in this case, we don't even have to worry about the 0.3. Let's just subtract 5 and 3, and we get 0.32 second power. Well, looks like the answer choices, we're going to have to actually solve this. So let's do the multiplication real quickly. 0.09. That is answer choice C. Number 47 says, in a horticultural experiment, 200 seeds were planted in plot 1 and 300 were planted in plot 2. So plot 1, plot 2. Let's draw the little plot here. They said that 200 seeds were planted here and 300 in plot 2. If 57% of the seeds in plot 1 germinated, so 57% germinated, and 42% in plot 2 germinated, what percent of the total number of planted seeds germinated? So they're asking what percent of the total amount of seeds in both plots added together germinated. So let's figure out the totals first. 300 plus 200 is 500. And then let's take the percentages of each of these numbers. So if you 0.57 is the same as saying 57%, you multiply that by 200. Over here, you'll take 0.42, multiply that by 300, and let's figure out what that is. So 1.14 here, and then on the right you have I think I messed up here on the math. I think it should be 114. All right, now let's add these two numbers together. 114 plus 126 gets us for 240. 240 over 500 is what percent? So lop off the 0, you get 24 over 50. If you multiply both sides by 2, that turns into 100, which will get you the percentage 48. And 48% is answer choice C. Sorry, that was a little messy there. Okay, 48. 48 has a figure that I will draw for you right now. So, it has a triangle, and then, oops. Here it says x degrees, C, E, and D. And they say if the figure, in the figure above, if line AB, which is this one here, is parallel to line CE, this one here, and CE, the length of CE equals DE, so CE equals DE, so these two are basically the same, and y equals 45, oh, y, yes, forgot to draw that, y degree, so they're saying that this degree here is 45, then x equals what? So they're asking for the degree here. If we know that ED and CE are the same length, then this is an isosceles triangle. And what that means is that this angle here is actually equal to this angle here, even though it's not drawn that way. You know, based on the rules of geometry, we know that these two are actually the same. We also know that all the sides of a triangle add up to 180, and we were given y. So 45 plus, let's call this z, plus 2z, because both of these are z, since they're the exact same degree, equal 180. And then we just move the 45 to the right. Yeah, 130 or 135. And solve for z, which gets us 67.5. So z is 67.5. We know that these two numbers these two lines are parallel, and they're both kind of intersecting the same line. So based on the geometry rules, we know that this angle x is actually the same as this angle z. So x also equals 67.5. And that is answer choice C. Number 49. Number 49 says, how many integers n are there such that 1 is less than 5, n plus 5, and less than 25. So they're saying 5n plus 5 is between 1 or greater than 1 and less than 25. So it could be anywhere from 2 to 24. And they're saying how many different integers for n are there so that this case is true. Best way to actually solve this is to just test some numbers. These are small enough numbers to where you can just plug in a couple different examples and count up the results. So let's start with 0. If n was 0, 5 times 0 would be 0 plus 5, you would get 5. And 5 is definitely between 1 and 25. If n equals 1, if 5 plus 5 is 10. N equals 2. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 5 is 15. N equals 3 plus 5, that's 20. If n equals 4, let's see, 20 plus 5, 25. That is too big. So we know that there are 4 examples, or four different possibilities for n. And is that one of the choices? Yes, 4 is answer choice B. Number 50 says, if y is an integer, then the least possible value of the absolute value of 23 minus 5y is what? And they said that y is integer. So this can be actually kind of tricky because as you're doing this problem, you focus so much on y that once you get y, you might actually be tempted to pick y as the answer choice. But remember that the question is actually asking what is the, let's see here, what is the least possible value? So as you're doing these problems, make absolute sure that be absolutely certain that you have read the actual question and that you're not confusing part of the question with what it is that the GMAT is actually looking for. So least possible value. All right, let's figure this out. So they said that y is an integer, 23 minus 5y, and the absolute value of that. We want to make sure that we get the smallest possible value. Let's see, 5 times, well, we're going to try to get as close to 23 as we can because we're going to be subtracting from that. And absolute value just means that whatever we get, whether it's a positive or a negative, it ends up being positive. So 5 times 4, let's see, y might be 4 or y might be 5. If y was 4, 5 times 4 is 20. 23 minus 20, that gets you 3. If y was 5, that would be 25. 23 minus 25, that's negative 2. Absolute value, that gets you 2. So it looks like y equals 5 is the one that's going to get us the answer. Now, what's funny is in the answer choices, they have 5 as one of the answer choices, and that's E. If you picked 5, you'd be wrong. Remember, what the question is actually asking you is what is the least possible value, and the least possible value is 2. So the actual answer choice is B. So just don't be fooled on that one. 51. All right, I think we're trudging along here. 51 is square root of 7 plus square root of 7 squared. Well, let's add these together. So square root of 7 is the same as saying 1 times square root of 7. So add them together and you get 2 square root of 7 squared. And that's the same as saying 2 squared times square root of 7 squared. And that is the same as saying 4 times 7. And that is 28. That is answer choice C. Number 52. In a certain population, there are 3 times as many people aged 21 or under as there are people aged 21. The ratio of those 21 or under to the total population is what? So there are people aged 21 or higher, and then there are people under 21. And they're saying that there are 3 times as many people 21 or under. So there are 3 times as many people here as here. And they're saying, what is the ratio of those under to the total population? So the ratio of these people to the total population, well, that would be 3x over, total would be x plus 3x. So that's 3 over 4. And that is answer choice E. All right, join me in the next video.